So you guys want to survive out here? We're going to learn how to break bread. So here we are. We're going to break some bread. We got a piece of bread. It's the end piece. My last piece of bread. I thank the Lord for this bread. We're supposed to be breaking bread with those people who are ride or die types. People that wouldn't do those things to you. You know, blood relatives, lifelong friends. You name it. According to the King James Bible, it reads, "Bear ye one another's burdens." Galatians 6:2. And honor the bonds of family and fellowship. Excuse me. Yet somehow I'm stuck in a twisted real-life parable. Where that bread's just been spiked with betrayal. Even the stuff I bought, like I had a good pot roast and stuff like that, coming out of the bathroom and seeing him sprinkle something over my food. Yeah. And then not even remembering it like an hour later. Or two, maybe. That was fun to have a memory like that come back to you. So, just to be real, I've been living under constant threat. Not just my life, the inconvenience that it's caused me. Actively being dismantled by those who you consider your loving support system. A friend, friends, frenemies now. Who's taken the very essence of who I used to be out of me. He's not only hacked my accounts, but he's also hijacked my reality. Making every move his own personal little sandbox. Worse yet, his actions never stopped at just me. No. I think that he's targeted my son. I think that he targeted Andy. And I think he has targeted people inside of all of the information that he's gotten. So that would mean all my friends. And yet, he continues to walk free, wearing his mask or whatever. He was like, you just be like, I always talk about blah blah blah. Right? Right. But that's just where it goes wrong, is because of all the word salad that he used was definitely from story that he hacked. Because they already were talking about me as if I was dead or that I was going to die. And then, where's my own blood-related brothers then in that? It's men that should have been able to stand by me. No. While his mom is fighting stuff she's fighting, knowing full well that his oldest brother has never come around. I'm coming up from homelessness, and his own sister has this heart condition. He could just move far, far away. While at the time, my friend could move far, far the other way. In the same state he moved, but I still think that they're thinking the same thing. Want some bread? I'm just eating it little by little because it's my last piece of bread. And I just don't understand how people who could have been there, who should have been there, didn't even share any bit of that burden or lighten the load. Rather, just add to it. And I think it was pretty intentuous when I'm like, out of everything, it's like, I don't want to repeat it. I don't want to repeat it. But it's basically that stone cold bystanders just minimizing the gravity of my situation. Like as if I need you to, as if you don't think I need you to see it. You just think, oh, I just gotta get him away from this thing. The emotional warfare, the spiritual warfare, just the enduring of it all. As if I'm gonna be able to attack everything in my life. Well, both of them are just like stonewalling me, minimizing the situation, and then just kind of leaving me in the blade all the time for so long a period of time. Too, not just a little bit of time, a lot of time. And that kind of failure to acknowledge my pain feels not just like your average pain, because you've like grown to believe that you have these people to go to about someone trying to murder you, castrate you off in some dark parking lot somewhere where you're just gonna fall upon yourself and be dead. Yeah, great. And enough times where it should have mattered, I feel, instead of just like, oh, well, let's get him over here and push him over there and see if he fumbles and falls. And it's like, oh, if that doesn't work, well, we'll just get him over a psych evaluation and tell them that he's hearing voices. Going far, well, I'm not. Whoa, I almost lost my bread. Oh my gosh. That was scary. I would eat this thing by now. Shoot. I'm glad I caught it. But see, people just don't understand that emotional, like, no, maybe I think they do. That's just it. They understand how much emotional damage you're in. They just don't care. And for some reason, I'm thinking that they have a reason not to care. Because it's such derangement of minimizing you that it's like, it just feels like every time we're just gonna sit there and just poke these daggers in him. And it's like wasting your time, energy, and resource. And oh, you needed some breaks, huh? How about we just get you some breaks, huh? You go over there and you finally go out. You get to the place to buy the stuff, don't have it. Well, you got it at the warehouse. You go to the warehouse. You finally pick it up. You finally get back to the place. The guy was just recommending you get these parts. Then he's like, leaves you up, takes your wheels off, and says, I'll be right back. Comes back like 50 minutes later. Oh, sorry, I don't do it. And then fucking tells you, I don't know why you got these things, man. You don't need them. Look good. You got meat on your back brake. Dude, you're the one that fucking told me to go get them. So now you're wasting my time, energy, resource, and you're asking me to pay you? Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Straight up fuck you. Someone just overworked you somehow. And then it's like the same thing. Me talking to my brother about it. Oh, I just don't get it. I can't see it. What the fuck are you talking about, G? I've gone through work with them many times. Do you think that... it's just minimizing. Everything. Deflect. Minimize. Just to leave you in that kind of isolated place. Very gaslit, I might say. And it's just by people that you felt that you couldn't trust in that way. To be by your side. Instead you're just breaking bread with wolves. So, in John 13:18 in the King James it reads, He that eateth bread with me hath lifted up his heel against me. Yet, we're called to break bread with even those who have wronged us. But what happens when the one you dine with is the one wolf in sheep's clothing? What happens when there's 2, 3, 4, 5 or more? What happens if there's like a whole bunch of them? They're just mocking your suffering, deflecting the truth, twisting the narrative like the mainstream media, all for their own comfort and gains. Same thing with these monstrous Freemasons that are like stealing up every last little bit of charity to throw it all over into offshore accounts and do whatever the fuck they do, dicking the fucking whole country around, as if they care about anybody. No, it's real people out here doing real things that care about people. And it's just sad. My survival and that of my family now hinges on faith and action alone. This isn't just about the hackability of my life. It's about the spiritual and very psychological invasion of my privacy, my autonomy. These aren't just simple betrayals. These are life-threatening betrayals, the kind that demands not just resilience but divine intervention in the fashion that, look, how do you get that back? And like all those memories that come flooding back, that shit's scary to them, scary. And you literally just go flop to the ground. Like you don't just kind of go and down to the ground. No, you're done. So anyone living through similar pain, I want to try and flip the narrative. Break bread, yes, but break bread with those that stand in the full armor of God. Stand tall, not as victims, but as warriors of truth, who want to spread that truth to end these kind of abilities to people that want to gaslight you, minimize you, deflect, and then just leave you, stonewall you, block you, tell you they like it better that way. Yeah, you're such a stand-up fucking character. You're lucky where you're at. Cause that kind of information just goes way beyond earthly justice. And you know that if a motherfucker found out in like the Supreme Courts or whatever those phone conversations from his own phone, his own emails, or how about mine, my old phone number, my old email, access to me in that kind of way? Yeah. I don't even have to describe that kind of stomp. I pray that you guys see it, not because you need it, but because God commands us to be our brother's keeper. Not to wait for the shitstorm, not to like wait and wait and wait for that shitstorm to continue onward, but to actually acknowledge them in the rain. It's not those that are willing to stand. It's not those that are willing to stand with you when it's nice and dry out and comfy. It's those that have the option of being dry who decide to get their feet wet. Those are the people that you want to stay around. Those are your people. As far as I'm concerned, I would be like solo, taking my bike, homeless, in the pouring rain, just to go up the, just to want to feel something real. I go up the path, and we'd go down to a little part where it dips off, and the water's rushing by in the river. And you know that motherfuckers from way back in the day that had their actual pineal glands removed, or the whatever they're called. I mean, they're just wiped out of themselves. If they made it outside of the place, they would be like putting anchors to themselves and jumping in that river. Mind you, I read stories about that. In the basement of that place, fucking scary than ever. That place was haunted. It's a fucking haunted house. You could just feel it down there. You looked in that long ass hall in the basement, and I read stories about it. These people that couldn't make it out, that couldn't get food, would use anything they could to hang themselves. So people would walk in there finally, because they didn't know what to do with these people, right? They're just like, oh, let's take the problem, just kind of push it over here and lock them in there. No food or anything. And then they're hanging themselves. And if there was anyone living, they would eat off of each other. And then you could just imagine it like a horror film, basically. But that's the place that they wanted me to go to. Yeah, let's get our feet real wet for each other. That's such a Christian thing to do. Anyway, so we just wanted to get out of that place, no matter what we had to do. So if we had to use our points to get out there to go ride the bike once in a while when we didn't have work, we'd do that. And then one night when it was raining, I actually ran around the guys and got people to go down there and jump in the water. And so that's what we did. And it was pouring. But the fact of the matter is, it was the only fun we actually had. If you ask me, because it was spirited. Anyway, I doubt many of you even get this far, because too many people enjoy Cafe Kick and Cafe Cage. Y'all be good to those that you love. Stand in the rain with the people that you love. You don't leave them out, even if you have the option of being dry.